Hi guys, today is day 4 of the GDTV Game Jam. I have to go to work in literally just a few minutes, but I've managed to get quite a lot done today, so I'm quite pleased with what I've done. Let's get into it. I'm working on firing today. So the first thing I've done is I've just got a little graphic. Obviously the bullets aren't actually going anywhere, but what is nice is that in order to get the bullets kind of appearing at the right place and in the right rotation where's the code gone, was only a couple of lines of code. It's just this transform point that completely handles figuring out where it goes in relation to the nose of the ship. And this is the same kind of code that I had to do for Orbarella, where I was trying to figure out where the orb was going to go in position to the cannon. So exactly the same thing, except that caused me an unbelievable headache with Orbarella, because I had to try and figure out the math for it. Math is not my strong point. It took me hours. This, once I figured out what this transform point was, took 5 minutes. So now I need to get it to actually move and not just stay there. Thankfully, the code for the bullets is very easy. We can now shoot asteroids. So all I've done at the moment is I've just done it so that when you shoot an asteroid, it just destroys it, and that's it. There's no kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't split them. So right now, the game now becomes extremely easy to play. You're not likely to take very much damage as you float around, because it's so easy to shoot at them. So I'm probably going to have to do some tweaks there. But at least now I have something that is starting to feel like a game. And I really like the graphic for this laser, actually. But this isn't actually how I want to do it. So I want to have a kind of a laser beam for when I do the planets. But when I was talking earlier about having to do it in an iterative way, this is what I'm talking about. I'm probably going to end up removing the code for the bullets because I want to replace it with like a static laser later on. But I have to get something that's working so that I've got a working game at all times. That's the way I kind of want to do it. So the next job is going to be actually splitting those asteroids into smaller versions when they're the big ones. Right, so I've got some scoring in. I don't have a UI yet, but if you have a look at the log file up here, each size, if I shoot the bigger ones, you get less points for those. You only get 20 points. But like this one's probably somewhere in the middle, so it's going to be either 40 or 60. That was 40. So this one should be 20 points. This one's probably 60. Yeah. If I go and see if I can chase down a little tiny one, I think that's one of the smaller ones. There are 80. Yeah. So the various different size asteroids give you the points. Obviously, the smaller they are to hit, the more points it's done. So it's actually really easy to implement this kind of stuff. So because I set up the scriptable objects before, I'm able to tweak all this data right here. So what this is saying is that the giant asteroid, the actual size of the sprite is at 0.8, the score is 20, the next size down is going to be the large one. So that's what I'll use for the code when I do the splitting. And then that goes down here. So in the actual asteroid code, it's just a line of code here. So this is just raising an event. It's grabbing that score data, sorry, the score value from the data object, which is the scriptable object. And then all the UI has to do is subscribe to that event. So at the moment, I don't have a UI yet, so I'm just logging it into the console. So next I need to find a nice pretty UI element to display my score, and then I'll have something which is starting to look like a game. I have now got a UI so we can score points, and also I've just started to do the stuff for if the end the game. So if I crash into some rocks, I think I need to change the control. It's not very easy to move. If I crash into the rocks, the shields are going to go down, and eventually it's going to go all the way down. Let's just keep bashing into it, basically. Actually quite hard to die. Maybe I should make it easier to die. Okay, and now I have a game over screen. Doesn't do anything yet. I haven't had a chance to hook it up, but I've literally got to go to work in 27 minutes. So I've got to stop. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to do this video, get the video out today. But yes, I'm getting there. As soon as I've kind of hooked these buttons up and got kind of like a full game loop going, then I've got something which is playable, which I can then publish to itch. It'll just be a basic, very basic kind of shooter, but at least it's something. So yeah, I'm actually really pleased with what I've managed to get done today in just a few hours. All right, I think that's everything I need to say for this video. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Speak to you next time.